Classic TV fans, Rick Nineg here. Thank you so much for joining me today. We're going to be talking about I Love Lucy. Also, before I get into the episode, I will be giving away a Season 2 DVD set of I Love Lucy with every single episode from Season 2, including some that are even in this video. So make sure to check out the link in the description, as well as watch this entire video to see how you can win. I'm doing it differently this year, so if you didn't like the giveaways before, or if that was something you didn't participate in, check out this one because I think you may like it. It's a little different style, and I think you'll be amazingly happy, the one lucky winner who wins. So let's get right to the video. Now, you all know I Love Lucy is my favorite show of all time, with over 300 videos that I've made on the show. I thought if someone came from an alien planet, or if a child never watched I Love Lucy, or you want to get that alien into the show, what 10 episodes would you show them? And so, I mean, that's a hard task. I Love Lucy had 179 half-an-hour episodes. We're not talking about the 13 Lucy Desi Comedy Hour ones, at least for this video. But I wanted to narrow it down to the 10 must-see episodes. Now, this is kind of challenging. I would challenge you to try it. In fact, it's part of the giveaway. So make sure in the comments below to let me know your top 10 choices. Now, again, this is hard because it just can't be your top 10 favorite episodes. No, these have to be the episodes that you would show someone who knows nothing about I Love Lucy. So you can't really do a lot of two-parters. You can't even do a lot of episodes from season 6. Why? Well, because they moved to the country, and that's the different vibe that we originally get from I Love Lucy. So I'm trying to stick with episodes to orient people to I Love Lucy, to show them what it's about, and essentially the most impactful episodes that someone will see the 10 and be like, oh wow, I want to watch every single episode now. So make sure they're the strong ones, the good ones, the ones that will pull people in, and see if you agree or disagree with my list. Let's start with number 10. I chose the ballet episode. Now, this is from season 1. It's an early on one. I think this is probably one of the first ones, if not the first, you should show them, because it's early on in the series, and it's early on in the Ricardos and Mertzes knowing each other and so forth, and it's a great one. I mean, the ending is so good, with Lucy being at the club and playing all those pranks just on Ricky, and then Ricky gets a pie in the face, Lucy hitting all the ballet people with the clown jokes, Slowly I Turn, right, that scene with her and the clown, as well as Lucy and Madame Lamont, I mean, doing the Abba. I mean, once you see that episode, if you've never seen I Love Lucy, I think you're gonna watch more. Let's get to episode 9, or 9 on our countdown list. The episode is called Lucy is Envious. I know some of you may think, Rick, what's this episode? I've never even heard of it. Well, it's a strange name. I don't like the name for this episode, but it's the one with the Martians, right? The one where Lucy and Ethel are on top of the Empire State Building. They pretend to be Martians to win some money that they're trying to get. And it's a great one. I mean, it's a moo-moo, right? How can we forget that episode? And to introduce someone to I Love Lucy and not have them see this episode and just see the zaniness of what Lucy and Ethel would do together to just one-up the boys and how the boys get back to the girls. I mean, I think it's such a great standalone episode, and it's one that you should all watch. The next episode on my list is called Lucy's Commercial. I mean, but most people know it as Vitamita Benjamin. I mean, this, I would say, is quintessential. You could put this on the top of the list. You could put this on the bottom. But I just think that it has to be in your top 10. If someone has never seen I Love Lucy, they absolutely need to see this Vitamita Benjamin episode. Unfortunately, there's no Ethel in this episode. Vivian Vance is not present in this episode. Bill Frawley is, Desi Arnaz is, and of course, Lucy. And Lucy does an amazing skit. The more of that syrup concoction that she takes, the worse off she gets, and the more inebriated she gets, and it gets funnier and funnier and funnier, all the way to the end where she ruins Ricky's television segment. It's an absolutely must-watch of the series, and I mean, come on. Can't you just laugh every single time you watch this? This is quite possibly one of my favorite episodes of I Love Lucy, right from the beginning, literally from the beginning scene where Ricky's at the club and he meets Bill Parker, as Ricky says, and Ricky names him. It is just funny from beginning to end, and It's just great. It's just great. We have Fred and Ethel. We have Arthur King, Cat Walsh, Lucy doing the jitterbug. And she loses her eyesight. She could see super blurry because she went to the eye doctor. They dilate her pupils, and she is just a mess in that scene. But again, you could be saying or speaking Chinese and watch this episode with subtitles and you'd laugh. Like, any language, something completely opposite from English and just the American culture, and you'd understand it. I mean, it is a powerhouse episode, and it is a must-watch for anyone who's never seen I Love Lucy. Now, in my opinion, this one's on the list because, for many different reasons, but I'll tell you why. After you've watched 2 or 3 episodes of I Love Lucy, at some point you tell the person, hey, they got pregnant, Ricky and Lucy got pregnant, it's natural. You show them the episode where Lucy goes to the hospital. That's what it's called, and in fact, it was the most watched episode at the time, pretty much ever. More people tuned in to watch Lucy have her baby and go to the hospital than pretty much anything. Like, it was such an impactful episode. Lucy saying, this is it, going to the hospital, and then we don't see her for a lot of episodes because, she actually had the baby the same night that they essentially filmed this. And so that's crazy, and it's just an impactful, really strong episode that I think anyone who's a fan of the show or wants to be a fan needs to watch. Now, at some point, once the person is like, I really love this show, well, you have to tell them that Ricky got a deal to make a movie, and so they're heading to California. And how can you not show them California, Here We Come? We see the introduction of Lucy's mom. Again, hilarious and awesome from the beginning to the end. There's no waste of space in this episode, right? Lucy's mom appears, the Ricardos and Mertzes have a brief fight, no one's going to go to California, then everyone goes to California, then they get up really early, well actually no, they get up really late, they're trying to go really early to get to California, they load up the car with all those supplies, and it looks like a laundry wagon according to Lucy, but Fred leaves a nice driving space down the middle. They repackage everything, and they sing the iconic California, Here We Come. If you watch this episode and don't smile at the end with the singing of the song, I don't know what's wrong with you. It is truly a fascinating must-watch episode. Yes, Ethel and Albuquerque, and when they go to Ohio or meet Tennessee, those are great episodes. But once they leaving to California, just show them LA at last. One of the best episodes, I think it's in my top 3 of every single episode of I Love Lucy. We have Bill Holden in it, we have Eve Arden, we have the pinnacle of them arriving to California, to LA, to Hollywood after so long. And Lucy getting so excited, going to the Brown Derby, not only throwing a pie at Bill Holden, and he gets covered in that iconic scene at the Brown Derby. This is a must-watch for someone. But then the final scene with the catching of Lucy's nose on fire. What is better than this? Very, very few episodes, very, very few, in fact, TV shows come close to even getting to this point. We're down to our last 3 episodes, and let me tell you, Bonus Bucks is such an underrated episode. It is a must-watch for me because it truly begins any movie or episode on TV that has to do with chasing money or the chase, right? Like, it's a mad, mad, mad world, rat race, any of those movies where they're chasing after money or rich or fortunes. It all comes from this, Bonus Bucks. Even the Lucy Hunts Uranium episode of the Lucy Desi Comedy Hour, Bonus Bucks. There's a bill, a $1 bill that's worth almost $3,000 in today's evaluation, and they go out to try to find it because it gets thrown in the laundry, and it's just a great chase episode. It's like the time is ticking, you're nervous, you want them to get the money and to be successful. It is a must-watch for any Lucy fan. Now, if you know me, if you know that I Love Lucy for so long, you will know my favorite episode, Home Movies. Now, it's kind of switching here and there, because depending on, what I watch and stuff, that has changed, but Home Movies is super underrated. According to Fred, I got wind of it. Well, I got wind that this is a must-watch episode, and Lucy and Ethel being the old cowhand from the Rio Grande, and Lucy just messing up the video, showing it to the executive, and Ricky's face of the horror of being so embarrassed of seeing this tape get so messed up is truly one of the best moments ever on television and absolutely on I Love Lucy. It is so underrated. It is a must-watch for anyone who wants to get into I Love Lucy. I mean, don't miss watching this episode. And finally, what's the number one episode that I believe is a must-watch for I Love Lucy? Remember, I want to see your list down below, your top 10. Again, not your favorites, but if you're trying to get someone to like I Love Lucy, what are the 10 episodes that you think will get them hooked? And my last pick is Job Switching, or the chocolate episode. I mean, what is more iconic than Lucy and Ethel working at a chocolate factory, making chocolates, packaging them up, and that crazy conveyor belt scene? Now, I know that's what everyone remembers, and I think it's great, but I think paired up with Fred and Ricky in the Ricardo's kitchen, making a mess of this arroz con pollo, this chicken and rice, where the chicken gets shot up into the air, and it basically the rice is overflowing. Ricky falls, and Fred is using a tiny cup to pick up the remnants of the rice. It is just perfection. This whole episode is just amazing. I mean, you could show the person this episode first, or you could show them any of the others, but I think that this one is one that if they don't like this episode, who knows? Is there even a pulse on this person? This is just super iconic. Thank you so much. I want to know what you think about my top 10 list. I know some of you want to know how to win the DVD, the giveaway. I did it a little differently this year, but kind of similar. So I'll tell you how. You have to be a subscriber. So if you're already subscribed, great. If you've not subscribed, hit the subscribe button, as well as giving this video a thumbs up. You must do those things. You also must let me know that you want to participate by giving me your top 10 list in the comments below. What's your list? I want to know. Is it the same as mine? Is it different? Did I miss something? Or did you maybe want to remove an episode of my choice? Just let me know in the comments down below. And finally, yes, there's a link in the description, but it's a little different. You don't have to give me that much information as before. Just your name, your YouTube name, and then I do need to know the state in which you come from. And finally, an email that you could be reached. That's it. That's all I need. I will contact the winner, and then you give me your address, and then I will send you the DVD. It is so simple, and a little bit easier for you, a little bit easier for me, and it's one way to just make it fair and make it super streamlined. Thank you so much for your support, as always, and we'll see you all next time. Be hopeful. Thank you so much to my supporters, especially my Diamond tier patrons: Vito L, Sally N, Ricky, Kevin K, Gerard D, David D, and Citizen Kane 359. If you want your name to be heard or put on this list, make sure to check out the Patreon link in the description. Thank you so much.